I think there's something kind of for all of us in each of these characters. And I hope that we portrayed it honestly and powerfully enough that people can see themselves. And as I always say, that at the end of it, they'll call their moms.
Hi, how are you, Melanie? Great to see
Great.
you.
How are you? It's good to meet you. Good to
You
meet
too.
you.
You too. So I have been watching the show and I'm loving it so far. I really, really am. And the first thing I wanted to ask you was that what did you find most appealing about this story to take it a bit further?
What did I find? What?
The most appealing about this story.
When I read the book, I absolutely loved the story of Joy. I thought, and the story of the marriage. I thought those things were told so honestly, so profoundly, and that Leon Moriarty with the book just was tackling some huge themes that would connect with all of us. You know, if you do them honestly, and as we say, take the gloves off and say those truths. You know, when Joy and Stan have their big fight, when Joy makes her case to the kids about not being thanked, I was like, woo, people need to hear this and see this. I thought it was super powerful.
And well, I love that you have been behind one of the shows that I love. I mean, I love The Affair. I'm in love with so many of them. So what did you actually look for when you are trying to seek a story that is so intriguing and that leave the people just like, okay, I want to see what happens?
Yeah. I honestly look for real moral complexity.
Oh, okay.
Things that take us into a world, into a person's experience, and make us see a situation, a person, a problem differently than we might first assume we will see it. Because we understand them, we go on this journey with them, and you go, okay, I understand now why this woman is at this place in her life. I understand why this man or these children are at this place in their lives. And so I always look for this sort of, again, moral and emotional complexity and a kind of transformative journey that really takes the audience someplace interesting, someplace challenging, someplace new, in a way that's both surprising and also really relatable.
Yeah.
I really love connecting with an audience and making them feel the whole range of feelings the show should.
Well, that's exactly what happens, especially with this show. It's also told in two timelines.
Yep.
So we have two different timelines. I wanted to know how did you approach those different timelines so they could feel organic to us?
Yeah, great question. That was the two timelines and then the multiple points of view.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it's a lot. So it took a lot of kind of engineering and really, in the writer's room, breaking both the story of then and now, the two stories, and then figuring out what is the most sort of tantalizing, propulsive, revelatory structure. Like, how do you put those pieces together that keeps the audience always wanting to move forward and keeps them also a little off balance so that the audience feels like they are a part of solving this mystery.
Right. And I also, what I really wanted to ask you is about the tone, because this is clearly a drama, of course, but there are some like comedic aspects of it. Like there are some sides of the characters where they use a lot of sarcasm and humor in a way. So how did you manage to put that into the story without making it feel forced?
Yeah. The book has so much wit to it. I wanted to honor that. And I also think without that, it would be tragic. It would be too heavy. And the fact is, this family's so smart. They're so alive. They are witty. And that wit doesn't go away just because their mom is missing. The wit is there and it's channeled into everything differently and heightened now because of the stress the family is under. So I really like this question about this because I wanted the show to have wit, but because of what it was about, it couldn't have jokes. You know what I mean? Like, this woman may be dead, and so you can't have a joke, but you can have Troy walking in extremely irritated by his sister Amy, and that is funny while they're trying to solve the mystery of their mother's disappearance. It can be organically funny from a character point of view, but no one is going to have a punchline. So the humor has to be very organic to who these characters are. And the actors were great at it.
Completely. We're going to go there in a second. But I wanted to ask you because everyone, every sibling has a different reaction when their mother goes missing, and every reaction for me, it's really interesting because they are so different. So I kind of wanted to ask you, Melanie, which is the character that you felt most related with in that sense? Like if you would react more like, one character or the other one and just like, okay, yeah, I feel more empathized in this area with this character, that one.
Yeah, I don't have siblings, so
Right.
it was really fun to inhabit all the siblings and imagine that. And I love them all equally, and I have to say that. I would say from the sibling point of view, I think I related most to Troy.
Okay, I see that. Okay.
Like his kind of frustrations and like type A qualities. I totally, type A qualities in a family of not necessarily type A siblings. I really related to that. I really related to Joy. I really, I loved Stan's, I loved the vulnerability he was hiding. He was actually hiding a profound wound the whole time. I found really touching and tender. And obviously Sam Neill nailed it. So I think there were elements of all of them that, excuse me, that I connected with and wanted to find ways. And we worked so hard on this in the room. We really did a ton of deep character work on all of them so that we knew that every time that character walked into a room, they were bringing their entire backstory with them, But yeah, there was something about Troy and his uptightness that I connected.
Yeah, I can see that, of course. And of course, talking about the cast, the chemistry between all of them is just magnificent. I mean, did you have like a glimpse that this was going to happen this way? Was it something, okay, we will try to put them in different situations before we start shooting? How did you actually, come to manage the process?
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, I do feel like it was such a special kind of incandescent experience because that cast just came together so brilliantly. What we did with them was have the kids, the Delaney kids, start a sibling text chain before we started shooting. So they got to know each other on this text chain. And then Annette and Sam got in on it. And so it was this whole family dynamic. So they were creating this sort of familial dynamic before we started shooting. And then we had the good fortune to have a lot of rehearsal time. And that helped. And then we were also all in Australia together. So we're basically all away from our families and our homes. And they hung out constantly. They all hung out together. And so they built it organically. And I could feel it on set as time went on. I felt them grow closer, the dynamics grow richer as they got to know each other, and all that fed into the scene work and it made it just so rich and fun.
Completely. Well, and finally, to wrap up, why do you think that people should and needs to watch this show?
Oh, thank you. It's a great question. I feel the show speaks to some real truths and deep, deep themes about what it is to be a family, what it is to be a mother, what it is to sacrifice, what it is to need love from people who don't know how to give it. I think there's something kind of for all of us in each of these characters, and I hope that we portrayed it honestly and powerfully enough that people can see themselves. And as I always say, that at the end of it, they'll call their moms.
Right. Oh, I love this answer. Thank you so much, Melanie, and congratulations on such an incredible show.
I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.